Hi everybody, Tom Morley coming at you here from Chattanooga, Tennessee for play along session number 220. Can you believe that? This is the 220th Monday that I've sat down and got excited about just sharing some tunes with you guys. I really appreciate everybody tuning in, and of course don't forget that you can find me on YouTube as well at my channel. All my sessions at least from 2025 on, are going to be available for you to watch anytime you want. This is a special session. I love doing special theme sessions, and this time we're going to take a musical trip around Ireland, and every tune will either mention a town, a city, or some place in Ireland, and not hard to do. There are hundreds of jigs and reels and polkas and every kind of tune that mention a place. Probably one of the very first tunes I ever learned we're going to do here tonight. One of the first Irish tunes, the Road to LISDOONVARNA. And so I've always had a soft place in my fiddler's heart for any tunes that mention places that maybe you could go to Ireland and see. So let's start right out. Have you ever been to Galway? Fran and I have, and had a wonderful time there. And here's a polka. We're going to start right out with a polka called the GALWAY Belle. It's an E minor. To me, it really sounds pretty mournful. So we'll end on a happy polka, but this first one is going to be a little melancholy. But here we go. It's time for the GALWAY Belle. 1, 2, here we go. Time. Starting out with a really fun polka there called the Galway Belle. So there's our visit to the beautiful city of Galway on Galway Bay. So yes, every tune we're going to do here in this playlist will mention a town or a city or some place in Ireland. And it is fun for any of us who've visited Ireland. Fran and I have been a number of times for me to play these songs, and then it brings back memories of visiting those places. It's true. So this next tune, the KILFENORA Jig, boy, does that bring back some wonderful memories for me visiting the small town of Kilfenora. It might be a small town, but it's very well known and fairly popular. It's right at the edge of the Burren, the very strange rocky area of Ireland on the central west coast. And they have a special museum there we've visited a couple times. They're famous for their music, the Kilfenora Ceilidh Band, has brought in wonderful players. They're in County Clare, all around County Clare, have come to KILFENORA. And it reminds me of the time I took a group of my adult students on a special guided trip through Ireland, and we all got to play in an ancient cathedral that's right there in the center of town that was built probably in the 1200s. So it was like 800 years old cathedral. We got to play our tunes. So here we go. Let's play the KILFENORA Jig in the happy key of D, 3 times around. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, the KILFENORA. KILFENORA Jig. I've played that one so many times and I never get tired of it. Such a wonderful jig and so much fun to play. Lots of other people tuning in here. Hi to Julie and Phyllis and gosh, so many people are tuning in. I really appreciate all the trad friends. You guys have, once again, from one end of the country to the other, from the East Coast to the West, and from the north to the south, and even in Canada, you all are tuning in. And Phyllis is over there in Oregon for a dog show. I'll be darned. But she doesn't want to miss the play-along session. I really appreciate that. Thanks, Phyllis. And Kim is here, too. She might be a little late, but better late than never, as I always say. Don't forget, you can watch my play-along sessions for 30 days now. You can visit my own Facebook page and they'll be there. But after 30 days, poof, they are gone forever. But of course, you can always find the sessions on my YouTube channel. So you can find them there. You can go right to the tunes instead of hearing me yapping in between each one. And you can change the speed if you want. If you decide I'm playing a song too fast or too slow, you can actually change the speed without changing the pitch. Wow. All right, let's keep going with our musical trip all around Ireland here. We visited Galway, and we didn't bump into a Galway girl, but we did get to see the beautiful city of Galway, and then of course we went to KILFENORA in County Clare. Also in County Clare is a small town in a very hilly town called Tulla, Tulla. And this is the area where the very famous master fiddler Martin Hayes grew up as a boy. And The Humours of TULLA is a single reel. You play it all the way through, all 16 bars, and then you repeat it again. So we'll do it maybe 3, maybe 4 times. We'll see how I'm feeling here. The second half of the tune is a little tricky. It's full of Irish triplets. There's lots of them there in my own version of the tune. And of course, remember, you play Irish triplets, even though they look like actual notated triplets. You play them like the word cinnamon. 2 fast ones and 1 long one. 1 and cinnamon, 2 and cinnamon, 3 and cinnamon, 4 and... There you go. If your bow arm doesn't want to do those triplets, you could always just play a quarter note. You don't have to actually do the triplets. They're replacing a quarter note. And there's a lot of other ornaments you could do. You could do what are called short rolls, which are trickier, and I didn't want to notate it that way. So this is a good tune for practicing your bow triplets, if you care to. Another happy tune in the key of D, a great reel. Let's do it a few times, medium speed, and then maybe I'll speed it up the last time around so you can really hear it all come together. Are you ready? Here we go with the Humours of TULLA. 1, 2, 1, 2. Beginning. Again. There we go, 4 times around on a great single reel called the Humours of TULLA. And of course, tunes, there's a lot of Irish tunes, the humours of this or that, and it's spelled Humours, and that's kind of, in other words, the feel or the environment of the town, what it feels like to be in Tulla. That's what that's supposed to mean. So give it. The tune is supposed to give you a feeling for the town, I guess, the humours of the town. It has nothing to do with jokes. All right, I want to thank everybody for tuning in here from all across the U.S. and Canada as well. All my great loyal trad friends joining me for tunes on this special playlist, the 220th playlist since I started in March of 2020. And this one features a musical armchair tour of Ireland. Here we are sitting in our chairs, playing our instruments, and thinking of Ireland with every tune we play, huh? And here's another tune here. This is a barn dance tune that I included in my book, Learn to Play Irish Trad Fiddle. And this is the Hills of Tara, another place where Fran and I visited with our adult fiddle group in County Meath. And a very famous mystical place, the Hills of Tara. And this is a great tune to play along with Lucy Farr's barn dance. You could play it along with some of the other barn dance tunes I've taught you guys, like the Gypsy Princess or Joe Bain's barn dance. So we want to do this one with a little bit of a lilt, don't forget. And we'll do it 3 times around. Key of G. The Hills of Tara. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Tune everyone should know and have in their Irish trad repertoire. It's a barn dance called the Hills of Tara. Yes, where the High Kings lived. That's exactly it. A mystical, magical place there in Ireland. There's so many lovely, lovely places like that. But a fine tune, that's for sure. Let's just go right on to the 5th tune in our musical trip around Ireland. And of course, this is maybe my favorite Irish tune of all time. I don't know. I say that about every one of them. But it was one of the very first tunes that really caught my attention at a time when I was playing mostly jazz and swing tunes with a little jazz trio back in the day, back first in Nashville and then in Alabama. And of course, I knew a lot of fiddle tunes, and I had played in fiddling styles and in country music, years before that. But I wasn't one much to listen to intricate little fiddle tunes and try and learn them either by ear or in any way at all, really, and then remember them. And so the Road to LISDOONVARNA, which I heard played by Bill Verdier, the Nashville fiddle player, on one of those, I bought an album of Irish music at a gift shop, one of those kind of albums, and that's where it was on. And I fell in love with the tune, and I remember sitting cross-legged across from my little CD boombox and playing it over and over again and trying to play along. And I never knew at the time how the world of Irish trad music would take me away and become something I loved so much. And at the time, I didn't know I would ever be on the road to LISDOONVARNA, which I have more than once, more than one occasion. And that famous picture that Fran took of me on our second trip, the first time I took my fiddle along, that many of you saw me share today on my Facebook page. That's brings back just a ton of memories. So I played the Road to LISDOONVARNA and taught it at workshops, and my gosh, I've played it thousands of times, but I never get tired of it. So here you go, everybody, this famous slide in 6/8 time called the Road to LISDOONVARNA. Are you ready to play with me? Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. One more time. There we go, the Road to LISDOONVARNA, a wonderful tune. I hope you enjoyed playing that as much as I do to this very day. But that was number 4099. Who knows how many times I played the tune, but I'm still loving it. So, all right, guys. Well, we have a wonderful group of people, as I said. Thanks for joining me here in my little room in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's just me and the dinosaurs here in the room, and of course our great executive producer on the other side of the door here, my better half, Fran, and our little kitty Meg, who is not real fond of the fiddle playing, but appreciates what I do nonetheless. I'm sure of it. Anyway, we're all here, and we want to just say thanks for tuning in today. 4 tunes for the 220th time. I don't have a whole lot of announcements here today. This is the second of 3 Monday sessions. I'm doing it in a row, and we're kind of saying goodbye to April here with this one. Gosh, the month just flew on by, didn't it, folks? I remember it was, saying April Fools it seemed like just days ago, and now we're on the last few days of April, and the next time I show up here next Monday, it'll be Monday, May 5th, so you can help me welcome in the merry month of May, and I'll have another batch of great trad tunes to share with you. I promise you that. For the 221st time we'll do that. So that's the main things to tell you. I think some of you have gone to my page there at folkschool.org, where I'll be teaching at the John C. Campbell Folk School in Brasstown, North Carolina at the end of May and the 1st of June. That weekend, a wonderful Irish fiddle weekend that you can spend with me, and we'll just have so much fun playing tunes, learning what we can. I'll share all the wisdom I've garnered over the last quarter century about Irish fiddling and the world of Irish trad music, and we'll just have a great time. So that's at folkschool.org, the John C. Campbell Folk School. If you want to join me there, hey, you could. There's plenty of spots still open. Okay, well, that's enough for now. Let's continue our trip around Ireland now. Let's go to County Roscommon, to an area called the Plains of Boyle. B-O-Y-L-E is when I looked it up. That's where that area is located. And this is an Irish hornpipe. We haven't played a hornpipe in a little while, and it's time to have a little fun with this tune. Don't forget to put a nice lilt into the tune. All the Irish hornpipes might be written and notated in eighth notes, but of course you give them a lilt, and the first one is longer than the second one, and that's how we can tell if we're playing a hornpipe, right? Many hornpipes are very repetitive, and once you've learned the first four measures, you kind of know almost the entire tune. But the Plains of Boyle is not like that. The melody in the A section is completely different, and you get a brand new melody for the B section of the tune, which does not happen that often. So that's something to watch as you play through the tune. If you do decide to memorize the tune, you will really have accomplished a pretty good trick here. Watch out also, folks, for the C natural that happens in the first phrase. Even though we're in the key of D, there is one C natural in the melody, so watch out for that too. So this is kind of an intermediate level tune, but a great one to add to your repertoire, and it's called the Plains of Boyle. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. From the beginning. good tune called The Plains of Boyle is the name of that one. It reminds Russ Rentler of If I Only Had a Brain. I guess there is a little bit of that in there. Hey, I want to say hi to all the local folks. And all of you know that I'm coming to you live always from Chattanooga, Tennessee. And we have a number of local folks who are tuning in tonight, and that I really appreciate that. Friends who are musicians and good trad players who are also tuned in. You know, it's exciting for me to know people tuned in from Oregon and from Labrador and Washington, D.C., but somehow I get even more excited when I know some folks just down the road are tuning in and taking a little bit of their time to let me share some tunes with you. So thanks, all you local Chattanooga folks, for tuning in. We had a question about my workshop, my 3-day weekend at the John C. Campbell Folk School. I already know most of the people who have signed up for it so far, and it's going to be an intermediate level class. All the players who are signed up, in fact, took my class a year ago and wanted to come back again. I guess they kind of liked it. And so we learned a lot of tunes, and they're all good intermediate players. And no beginning stuff will be included in that. That is worth mentioning. I never know when I'm doing these classes at the folk school until I see who's signed up and what level they decide that they are playing at. So I've had to sometimes change my point of view and what tunes I teach. But this time around, it looks like it's going to be a pretty exciting weekend where everybody can play lots of great tunes and share them. I won't do all of it. I'll actually let many of the players take turns and share their tunes with the group as well. So it'll be a pretty exciting time there at the old folk school. So that goes out to everybody. You could join me in North Carolina if you want. I'd be happy to have you there. It's about a 2-hour drive from Chattanooga. All right, let's keep, instead of thinking about Chattanooga and North Carolina, let's go back to Ireland. What do you say? So we've visited the beautiful town of Galway, and we've gone to County Clare to see KILFENORA and TULLA, and we've been on the hills of Tara in County Meath, and we've stopped by and driven on the road to LISDOONVARNA, and then we went to County Roscommon and looked out at the Plains of Boyle. Now let's go to Limerick. This is a town that, once again, Fran and I have been there and been to the famous castle there. Spent a lovely day in Limerick. This is a tune called the Limerick Lasses. There's a lot of tunes about lasses from different towns and cities in the Irish trad repertoire. These are the Limerick Lasses. This is an interesting style of tune, players. This is a 3-part single reel. That means each melody is just 4 measures long. You repeat it, and then you go into a second section, a new melody, you repeat that, and a third section, and you repeat that one as well. So it's 3 completely separate little 4-measure melodies stuck together. So I haven't done this one in quite a while, so I hope you enjoy this one. Here we go with the 3-part single reel in D, the Limerick Lasses. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. happy little tune called the Limerick Lasses. Hope you like that one. Fran just made a big comment here with her viewer roundup. I think I'll say this out loud. Thanks for tuning in from coast to coast, from Florida, Montana, Massachusetts, Missouri, Washington, Tennessee, Minnesota, Washington, D.C., Alabama, Indiana, Maine, Pennsylvania, Oregon, and Vermont, plus Labrador. So thanks to all you wonderful, loyal trad friends out there for joining me for tunes here today on my special musical trip around Ireland. I hope you're having a good time. And let's go into Dublin now. You know, we haven't visited Dublin. What an incredible city that is. And gee, how many times has Fran and I been to the Guinness storeroom, the storehouse there, and taken the tour and poured our own Guinness and gone up to the Gravity Bar there at the top and looked out over the Dublin skyline. We have done it a number of times, and every time I think of Dublin, I also think of the last time we were there when we walked around the city for miles and miles and miles, and it was wonderful to see, instead of being in a car or a bus or a taxi, to be able to see so many of the streets and folks and businesses and statues and parks as we walked all for ourselves. So let's take a walk on those Dublin streets, folks. This is a slip jig in 9/8 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it's a interesting tune in the key of E minor. Dublin streets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Beginning. Dublin Streets is the name of that tune. Really very cool slip jig in 9/8 time. Hope you like that one, folks. Well, I do have a tune now that's actually about a town in Northern Ireland, in County Antrim. A very famous tune that goes clear back to the 1800s. It's an old Irish folk song, and it's called CARRICKFERGUS. And it's been played by, it's been sung. It's well known as a song, and it's been recorded by just about every Irish singer that there is, and the groups, the Irish tenors, and all those kind of groups, and I think the Irish women and Ladies of Ireland, and all those vocal groups that you could have, and it's a very famous melody. I was one of the earliest old airs that I learned, and included it on the very first album of Irish music that I ever recorded well over 20 years ago now. 22, 23 years ago, I guess. I included it then with my first Irish band there in Alabama. So here we go, 2 times around on this beautiful old air from the 1800s called CARRICKFERGUS. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. There we go. Beautiful Irish folk tune, slow air, called CARRICKFERGUS. All right, we're going to end up our musical trip around Ireland in the Ballyhoura Mountains. And these are a little mountain range that goes through County Limerick and Cork. When I discovered this happy little polka in G, I really fell in love with it, and I figured it out, and I'm here to share it with you now. So let's go right into the final tune of our musical tour of Ireland and visit those mountains in County Limerick and Cork, the Ballyhoura Mountains. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. we go. 10 great tunes that I was happy to share with you today on our musical trip to Ireland. Thank you all, Trad friends, for tuning in and joining me. Don't forget, I'll be back next week, and we'll say hello to the merry month of May with some happy Irish Trad tunes. I hope I've been able to give you an hour of fun and take your mind off your troubles and just have a good time. So thanks once again to all of you for tuning in. You have a great week. Be kind. Be good to yourself. Play some tunes. And I hope you'll join me next week as well. Thanks. Bye for now.